everybody, and welcome to our post-season Big Brother Canada phone interviews. Now, if you guys don't know, every single Thursday after the evictions, you guys can tweet me your questions for the house guest using hashtag YRRLive. Just tweet them to me at Reality Recaps. I will pick the best ones to ask the evicted house guests on our phone interview, which is what this quick, short little show is going to be. We will also have the house guests on next week right here for a full hour for you guys to ask them your questions live. But this is just kind of to get their immediate reactions once they've been evicted from the house. Now, if you guys want to see all of our Big Brother Canada content, read our blogs, live feed updates, spoiler shows, or shows with past house guests, the current spoiler sheets, everything, it is all up over at yourrealityrecaps.com/bbcan. Check it all out over there. If you guys want to help support our shows and you have any Amazon shopping to do, consider starting at yourrealityrecaps.com/Amazon. You don't pay any more and it really helps support our shows. You can also check out yourrealityrecaps.com/Audible to get a free audio book. Doesn't cost you anything and also really helps support our shows. Now, if you guys want to get exclusive extra content while you're helping out our shows, consider becoming a patron at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. You get access to the patron-only Facebook group, prize giveaways just for patrons, your questions asked to reality stars, and special shows for patrons each week. Plus, it really helps support our shows, as does becoming a one-time donator at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal. And of course, you can check us out doing all of these shows live over on YouNow nightly at yourrealityrecaps.com/YouNow. But let's get to what you guys want to hear, and it's from Mark. So let's bring him in now. Hey Mark, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. The house guests implied during voting that somehow you lied to Cassandra or about Cassandra. Do you know what they're referring to?
Yeah, definitely. I'm pretty much going to start at the day, just a quick summarize, but when I got up earlier today, or that day, I really thought I was going to be safe. I was making my rounds, kind of talking to everyone, and it turns out that I was on the chopping block. The entire house was kind of against me, and it wasn't looking too good. But while I was saying all my goodbyes with everyone, I ended up sitting down with Gary. And Gary and I were kind of talking just like who was the one that kind of voted me out, because it seemed like everybody wanted to keep me, yet they just wanted to follow the house. And I couldn't really figure out who the house was. So Ika comes in and asks if it was Cassandra that was spreading this rumor that Gary and Ika were the ones that were trying to vote me out. When actually what happened was, I was kind of talking to the boys, just kind of joking, or kind of like throwing names around. I was just like, you know what? I kind of feel like Gary and Ika are the ones that are voting me out. Like Karen seems like I know Karen was going for me, but there had to have been someone else. So they asked if it was Cass, and I knew that Ika and Cass really were butting heads a lot lately. So I said, yeah, it was. So out of in an instant, Gary steps up and heads out the door and grabs Cass and starts yelling, and the whole house is wondering what's going on. And this is 30 minutes before we're all sitting down for the eviction ceremony. So everyone's yelling at each other, trying to figure out what's going on. And then here I have Dallas coming back and saying, dude, you're safe now. Everyone's going to be voting against Dimitri. So here I go from thinking I had a chance to pretty much knowing I'm eliminated and saying all my goodbyes and people getting emotional, to now I'm going to be staying in the game. And there was just this huge argument, and everyone's throwing each other's names under the bus, who was the one that actually was gunning for me, because Cass was saying it back that it was Gary and Ika, and it was just it was a whirlwind, just what was going on. So they wanted to have a big meeting about who's voting for who. And before that could happen, we were all called to sit down and start the eviction ceremony, which was awesome because no one really knew who was like the house that was trying to get me out. So it kind of played everyone's hand and made them forced to vote on who they actually wanted in the game and not what everybody else wanted, especially for the first week and everyone just wanting to be kind of aligned. So that's how it went from pretty much a 13-0 vote for me to come out to me almost having a chance to stay in the house.
Right. All right. Well, let's kind of follow up with that a little bit from one of your fans at April over on Twitter wants to know, why didn't you align yourself more with the vets and make deals with them? Did you think that they were going to be the majority and in power?
Oh, absolutely. As soon as I saw the veterans walk in, I knew that they were going to do like some serious damage. I could tell some of the newbies that they were very intimidated, and I knew right off the bat, especially trying to get votes in my favor, that I had to talk to the veterans because the newer house guests were going to follow suit on pretty much what most of them were going to say, or who they were going to vote for. So while we were in the show, like Kevin and I, we became really good friends, and we kind of had a very strong alliance growing. And with that, we also added Bruno and Dylan. So we had a pretty strong boys alliance that was forming, and because we knew that the girls were also kind of gathering up, and they were really taking control of the house early on. So that's when I was really starting to talk to Cass. I was talking to Ika. I was really talking to Gary. I really wanted him on my side. But I didn't talk too much with the newer house guests, just because I knew that they were going to go wherever the veterans were voting. So,
right.
Yeah.
All right. Lastly, let's lighten it up a little bit for you. You were kind of set up to be the heartthrob of the season, and a lot of people want to know, who would you have ended up showmancing had you stayed in the house?
Do you know what? If I was staying in the house for a little bit longer, I probably would have tried to go for Netta. She's a very beautiful girl, very driven. We have a lot in common, as well as we were like a little bit introverted. I don't know. I definitely would have tried to make a move, but it's a little too late, I guess.
Well, we look forward to hearing more from you this season. As the season goes on, we hope that you'll continue to chat and talk to fans.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks so much, Mark.
No problem.
Well, that about wraps up our quick interview with Mark. Again, don't forget you can check out all of our Big Brother content over at yourrealityrecaps.com/bbcan. And we'll see you guys later on our next live show over on You Now. Bye for now, everybody. Bye.